What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the nice Jog here with our draft number 2 for the PDL. And I do apologize, we haven't gotten any videos on top of PDL. We actually were in midst of drafting, but we had a lot of johners and we had to do some replacements. And the mod staff definitely wasn't happy. Then they decided to rush it, and today was only hour-long timer instead of 3. And then we decided, you know what, 8 o'clock p.m. CST, the timer just goes away and everyone just has to go free for all style in the rest of their picks, and whoever doesn't get it doesn't get them. So basically it was the here and first type of thing, and like you snooze you lose type of thing. So that definitely played a big factor there, but I didn't get sniped on anything I wanted, so it was fine. Let's go over the team that we did have for this one. Team number 1 was the Ring with Enamus and all that stuff. I felt like that team was so much good. I should have been at least at the bare minimum of a 2-1 team with that. But things happen in week 1, and things happen weirdly in week 2, and things go on wood for us in week 3. This time around, I'm going with some stuff I haven't really tried or used in a long time, and kind of go with basically like a whole new team of sorts. So, because the mindset I was going to this is if I lost, I probably would have went sand to get my record back up there potentially. But since I feel like there's still a possibility, even if I don't have enough wins, excuse me, and there is a good chance I could still make a playoff run with the last 3 weeks, I'm going to have to 100% really use my new team to kind of do some stuff there. Regardless, I'm feeling really confident with this new team. I think this team came together really, really well. And again, it fits a theme that we don't do around here. But anyways, if you guys are excited, leave a like, haven't already, subscribe if you're new, join the Push Rocker crew today because you'll be familiar with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let's go ahead and break down our team for this one. So we were picked number 4 since we were the fourth worst coach, basically 3 from the bottom. We were given the number 4 spot, and honestly, out of 16 coaches, it was kind of the worst spot for us there because a lot of things were going to be gone by the time they came back to me. I have a semi pseudo wheel pick of sorts, and it's I don't know. It wasn't like the worst thing. I got some stuff that I probably should have gotten in certain rounds, but it is what it is at this point. So excuse me. Overall, though, I think this team came together great, so let's go over it. So with my first pick, believe it or not, Dragapult actually made it to me at pick 4, but I didn't go for it. Now, the main reason why I didn't go for Dragapult was because I am currently using LCD, even though yes, LCD is not a standard league, it's any ability. I kind of just want to expand, and again, I needed to draft in some comfort picks and stuff. So with my first overall pick, you know I have to do it. I've got the Tilted Tower. I don't care if everyone says I draft this. In 3 different drafts, there is options of not drafting everything else at once and repeating them. You can repeat once if you really need to in certain matchups or in certain games and stuff like that. But for me, Celesteela is that Pokemon I love to reuse a lot. Celesteela is so good. I definitely think I've mastered how to use Celesteela. So it's an incredibly good Pokemon. I love it so much. The offense and defense is just so sick. Excuse me. But overall, definitely think the team's. I definitely think overall this was a great first pick. And somehow making it to me in round 2 was Mega Galate. I don't know why in the world this made it to me in round 2. This should not have made it to pretty much almost round 3. I think I possibly could have even gotten this round 3 if I really wanted to. But I picked it up now. It did cost me 60 points, so I'm now down to 340 for my free picks. So that's a little unfortunate. But regardless, I think overall it's worth it. I've had this core of Mega Galate plus Celesteela, and this core is so annoying to check offensively and defensively. These two together just wall and beat a lot of the bulk in the format. Sorry for my yawning, guys. But overall, Gallade is amazing. I used Gallade only one time, I think. And that one time I used it, guess what happened? I won a championship with this. It was the MVP of the semifinals game with us. And just overall, I love Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade is just an offensive breaker and an offensive monster. Just overall, a fantastic Pokemon. I love it so much. With my third pick, I actually could have gotten Kyurem or Spectre because they were still on the board. Spectre because I've used this trio before and it's really, really good. But then I was also really looking at Kyurem because Kyurem paired on this team, dear love of God, that is a nightmare and a half. And I was thinking, like, you know what? That screams awesome. Let's do that. Excuse me. So I was really, really debating on that, but I ultimately went against getting those two because if I did that, I would have been stuck with 160 points. I would have been forced to grab two tier twos and two tier fours and a tier five extra for the last three slots after I picking up the tier one. So couldn't risk it. So I went with my first tier two, which was my mandatory tier two, and that was Porygon 2, Duck. And first time I ever used Porygon 2, I actually really enjoyed my time using it. It was never, the best mon out there, but it was actually really fun to prep with this mon and use this mon. So I'm really excited to have Porygon 2 again. Trace is also really good ability, and just of course, again, that download is also really pretty scary as well, and also analytic, which is really good against certain matchups. So really excited to try out Porygon 2 again. So really hoping to have some fun with the season. For my fairy type, I think a lot of people are gonna hate me for this. I actually took this over Sylveon, and yes, Sylveon was still sitting there at the end of the beginning of the fourth round. The main reason I didn't take it. Oh, excuse me. The main reason I didn't take it was because of the yawning. I decided to take Prim over Sylveon just because Prim I think offered me a better fairy in terms of offense, while still being that bulky fairy that I like and also that bulky water that I wanted. Options to flip turn momentum is also really good, getting a little bit of stab damage off as well. So overall, I really do like Primarina, and Primarina has been a water type I have not been using in such a long time. So I'm really excited to get Primarina to go. In round 5, I cannot believe this was still on the board. It's Big Boy Mamoosh. It is our boy, Mamoswine here, Tundra, and I cannot believe this was still on the board in round 5. Like I'm not gonna pass up on the opportunity to get a giant ice mammoth here, and I went for it. It's a Pokemon I have not used in a very long time. Does now give me that second physical breaker for the team, which is really good. This one can run Choice Scarf, Choice Band, Life Orb, Focus Sash, Lead with Rocks. This Pokemon can be a little bit more diverse in terms of what it can do, but overall, I really, really like Mamoswine in terms of its offense. So I'm really excited. It also gives me my first Stealth Rocker for the team as well, which is also relatively nice because it is a while that can pseudo, excuse me, run rocks if it's a good focus sash lead set in terms of that. But overall, I think Mamoswine is going to be really good, and I really expect Mamoswine to get some KOs. With my sixth pick, I actually picked up Chandelure. Now, I was looking at my fire types. I was debating on what I wanted, and I was torn, I think, between this and Scourge. I ultimately went with Chandelure just because I have never used Chandelure. I mean, I used it in the one APA season. I unfortunately traded it out for a Rapidash. But this time around, I am going to be going with um, Chandelure because I really want to try Chandelure out. It's been a fire type I've been really itching to try, so I'm really hoping to have some good success with it this season. Also, the fact that getting Flash Fire and Flame Body, really two solid abilities. Again, neutralizes fire and just neutralizes overall offensive attackers too. So that's really, really good. With my seventh pick, I actually went with a mon I haven't used in a while, and is a mon that actually is something I sometimes I think a little overlooked a lot in the draft. I drafted Dragalge. Now, Dragalge is a fantastic poison dragon Pokemon. Its adaptability stabs really just claim a KO most times. There's also the option to run Toxic Spikes on this Pokemon, which is also really, really good as well. Because again, if your team doesn't have any removal or grounded poison, you pretty much get free Toxic Spikes up in this matchup and just put on the timer and just have an overall good time. So overall, Love Dragowsy. It was on my WC Championship team for the season 7 of Delta. So regardless, I definitely think Scolipede is a good mon in this matchup. And plus, I have everything else I can do to counter a lot of teams. So with the next pick, I went with him. He's back. Morpeko's back, baby. I needed an electric type. I needed a dark type, so I finished 2-1. Parting shot priority, rapid spin support. Yeah, you kind of get the gist of this Pokemon. Overall, I thought it was a sleeper of a mon throughout the season. For the first few weeks, I think it was Kill Leader for a while, and I don't know why, but Morpeko would definitely shine. And I'm excited to give Morpeko another go around here, see how well we use it. Now for the 3 mons, I wasn't able to announce one by one due to the the restrictions and stuff. But now we're gonna go ahead and just go over the mons I did pick up. The first one was my last tier 4 free pick, and that was actually Orbeetle. Now Orbeetle I grabbed because of Frisk being a really good ability, and overall, again, grabbing that sticky web option. I think sticky web, especially with the team I have this time, really benefits webs a lot more better. And just overall, I think just the option to have webs is also good. Like, don't get me wrong, Orbeetle can definitely be a really good offensive piece by itself as well, but overall, this one can just paint hits, get webs up, and then just die. So a lot of things affected it. With my next pick, I went with Sanity, the Lycan Rock. I think I was really gauging out the speed tiers for the team. And overall, with webs, I felt like it'd be so funny to have just a no guard Pokemon just spamming Stone Edge after Stone Edge after Stone Edge and just claiming a KO. It's just that entertaining. So I really hope Like Around Midnight does well. I have drafted this thing before. It has barely done anything for us, but regardless, I do think it's going to be a great Pokemon, and I'm really hoping to have some high expectations for it. And the last mon is a tier. I'm going to say that word again. Tier 5. 5. Flapple. This should not be sitting in tier 5. This should be at the bare minimum at tier 3, or if not tier 4, depending on the move with the mon switch, honestly. But Flapple should never be tier 5. This thing has access to Hustle, which is really good. It's not the world's best ground resist per se, but overall it is a very good offensive breaker if put in correctly against its right matchup with Dragon Ants and all that. So Granny Smith here is ready to put into work, ready to carry the team on her back. But overall, that's my team, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and until next, guys, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep, and hopefully not have to keep yawning anymore. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.